Year 1988, in MC Mehta case, and their case, Supreme Court said that the intergenerational equity in the other way, although this concept came into being in the year 1992, but the Supreme Court was of review just before this Earth Summit about intergenerational equity, that we have to ensure that every generation, the present one, the coming one, should enjoy the same facilities which I'm enjoying. And it's a duty of every citizen to ensure this equitable sharing. Environmental codes were established by another case, MC Mehta case, Shriram Food Fertilizers. Right to information about the environment was the proposition of Bombay Environmental Action Group by Pune Cantonment Board, 1986. The fundamental duty of the state to protect the environment was held in Sachidanand Pandey versus State of West Bengal. There are 1,000 number of cases. It's difficult to recapitulate or mention all those cases and their provision laid down by the Supreme Court. But the two important cases which I would like to emphasize: Indian Council for Enviro Legal Action versus Union of India, in which the polluter pays principle was accepted as a fundamental principle for environmental protection, which was the obligation enunciated under this Brazil Earth Summit document. And precautionary approach was accepted by Supreme Court by way of interpretation of Article 21 in Vellore Citizens Welfare Forum's case. Now, what I'm just trying to make a focus that this is the constitutional history about environment. Then there are enter provisions under Indian Penal Code. Public nuisance is there. So Article 268 to 94A of Indian Penal Code talks about public nuisance, and the public nuisance has a broader meaning. So every activity, every operation, every function by which we are causing public nuisance is covered under Indian Penal Code under these in the block of this section 268 to 294A. And CRPC from section 133 to 144, it talks about the controlling mechanism of the public nuisance. Now, if you have a look about the domestic legislation, the history of the list is quite long, too long. Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974, rules were enacted in the year 1975. Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Cess Act 1977, 1978. Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981, rules 1982. Environmental Protection Act was enacted in the year 1986, that's known as umbrella legislation in relation to environmental protection. And we all know it's a common, it's nothing new. Each one has the knowledge of this act. It's known as umbrella legislation, in which environment has been defined and the power of the central government has been given in order to control this environmental situation. Again, manufacturing, storage and import of chemical rules 1989, Public Liability Insurance Act 1991, National Environment Tribunal Act 1995, National Environment Appellate Authority Act 1997, Disaster Management Act 2005, Noise Pollution Regulation and Control Rules 2000, and other one is very important, National Green Tribunal Act 2010. Now, this is the brief history of the lawmaking process and the legislative process at the domestic level. So, right from international perspective down to municipal level, this is the nexus of the network of the lawmaking process. Now, the basic question is, this I'm leaving apart here because I don't, that I have covered. And whatever other documents, I have just told in the beginning that the list is too long. So many documents are there on so many issues. It's not a cakewalk to summarize all those here. My basic focus is how to protect our environment. Believe in me, it's not the duty of the state. And this philosophy has been accepted in the Stockholm Declaration that the man, ultimately man has to. So where that man is, again I'm just trying to focus, emphasize. So are we allowing ourselves to be called as that man which was speculated in the year 1972 by the Stockholm Conference at the global level? If I'm not that man, we don't have any moral authority to talk about environmental protection or environment design, though we know that our activities, our attitude, our perception, our angularities are going to affect adversely the environment, and ultimately we are the sufferer as well. So at one point of time, I know that whatever I am doing, it's going to cause a problem for me as well. So either I have gone mad, or we people are not conscious of our obligation in relation to environment, because I am the right holder and equally I am the duty holder, both. Although the legal philosophy doesn't agree with this proposition, because we talk when we talk in terms of rights. So the Hoffieldian theory says no, unless somebody has a duty or obligation, you can't have a right. So the duty right nexus mutually talks about interdependence, and in case of environment there are 2 or 3 things which are very important. Number 1, the right and obligation rest in the same entity or in the same identity. Nobody is there to have an obligation for your rights. If you want to free air, pollution free air, potable water, so you are the responsible person to have it. Well, nobody prevents you. You go and enjoy. but are you ready to face the reality that you need so much? I don't have 2 words to explain. And number 1. Number 2, are you thinking in terms of the rights of the water? Whether the rivers, standing crops, standing trees, do they have no right to survive according to their choice? Are you not bothering about ensuring their rights? You are bothering about your own rights. You need oxygen. But from where this oxygen will come to? And if you are facing a bad smell, so you will be allergic. It's not good. But you are causing a problem for the bad smell. So then who will ensure? It's another issue. Now the question is, the second one which I am talking about. And the third one is, if you are not bothering about the rights of these objects like rivers, plants, species, so you will have to face the consequence. So it's a big question mark. Okay, I'm bothering about my rights. Well, I'm Omkara Tiwari, I'm bothering about my rights. I need free flow. I need potable water. I need oxygen. But I need chopping of the tree, polluting water, because I'm consuming water disproportionate to the required limit to which God has given to me. So who will bother the consequence? The second one. The third one, which I'm trying to say, yesterday I was just listening to one known speaker, learned speaker, a judge, apex court. He was just referring Vedas and so many Indian texts. I'm not going to talk about that. But I was thinking that when this fellow is citing the example of Atharvaveda, Yajurveda, Ramayana, Gita, Quran, all that, why they are not preferring to quote these sentences in their judgments? This is a very, very shocking story for me, basically. You know that when you say Bole Brahma, Tvacha Vishnu, Sakha Rudro Maheshwara, Patte Patte Devanam, Vrikshajo Namastute. If you believe in this kind of theory, why you are referring polluter page principle? Why you are referring precautionary approach? And if you are honestly speaking, or you are honest in relation to these texts about which you are talking in your lectures, you are never referring. Had you allowed yourself to refer these principles which our ancestors, I am not talking about a particular religion. If you go to Islam, you will find so many mandates in the Quran. It's not the case of conflict between this religion and that religion. Even in Bible, you may find so many things. But why you are not discussing those things, those values which are inherently discussed in our Indian texts, the philosophy which we follow? Samudravashani Devi, Parvatastan Mandatam, Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparsa Chamasme. When we come out of our bed, and the moment you put your feet on the earth, our Bhavan Puran says that you have to go for praying this earth, Mother Earth. I am touching you to my feet, so kindly excuse me. This is the mandate of our Indian philosophy. Again, Brahma Murarist Prantakari, Bhanu Sasi Bhumisu Buddhascha, Guruscha Sukra Shaniraha Ketava, Kurabantu Sarbe, Mamashu Prabhatam. In the morning we say good morning, Suprabhatam, Namaskar, Namaste, Pranam. All these words you are using in the morning. What our Hindu mythology or Hindu texts say, Kurvantu Sarbe Mamashu Prabhatam. So in the morning we pray, Brahma, Murari, Striparantakari, Bhanu, Sasi, Bhumsto, Buddhascha, Guruscha, Sukra, Saniraha, Ketavas, Kurvantu Sarbe Mamashu Prabhatam. The planets, I am talking about the planets. And there is again a very important sloka. Prithvi Sagandha, Sarasastra Thapa, it's a chemistry and physics, all that. You will find in this sloka. Sorry. Prithvi Sagandha, Sarasastra Thapa, Sparsi Chavayu, Jwalitan Chateda, Nabha Sasabdam Mahata Sahaiva, Kurvantu Sarbe, Mamashu Prabhatam. So it talks about physics and chemistry. And the prayer is Mamashu Prabhatam. Mamashu Prabhatam. And the last one is Saptarama, Saptakulachalascha, Saptarshayo, Deepamanani Shapta, Bhurajikritva, Bhunani Shapta, Kurbantu Sarbe, Mamashu Prabhatam. I'm talking about seven Swaraj. And 7 seas, Atal, Bital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, Patal. I'm just praying with folded hands. You should think about my future, my happy day. I should live in a better world. So this is the mandate. And what I feel, that if these sentences are being quoted by our scholars and learned speakers on such platforms, so those who are having the authority, they should and they must try to incorporate these values either in their writings or in their speech as well. We are hypocrites, believe in me. And if I say like this, say dichotomies which we people are facing, Bentham well said, it's a matter of ethics. Entire concern of environment relates to ethics and ethical behavior. So Bentham says, if you want to enforce morality or ethics, it can never be in isolation. For that, you need cumulation. If Omkarnath is going to be a dishonest fellow, Rathorji can do nothing, Bipinji can do nothing. It should be in cumulation. So ethics can be implemented only when the entire system, all the entities, or in harmony. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, you're audible, sir.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me? Yes, sir.
Am I not?
Yeah. Your
Yeah, yeah.
voice is audible, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, 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 okay. So, uh, I'm just talking about Bentham. So, environment is completely a matter of ethics. We should look into ourselves. I should introspect myself. I'm not here to teach you, and again, I'm not supposed to teach you, and nobody, because the kind of the seed will you sow, the harvesting will have to face. And this is the peculiar situation in case of environment. I'm talking about my rights and not bothering about my duties. So that can never happen in case of environment. So we have to be honest. And how long this relation will go on? Uh, I don't know personally, but unless we are honest in accepting this reality that I am the person who is destroying the environment, I am causing damage in the name of development, and the development has got so many dimensions. Don't take one. You go and find everywhere. So I'm responsible. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pretty audible, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Again, I'm just quoting.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
continue.
completing my delivery.
Okay.
If you go to Manusmriti, these are the slokas from Puranas and Vedas. If you go to Manusmriti, what it says? Pratyagnim, Pratishwaryam cha, Pratisomoda agni, Kadvijan, Pratigam, Pratikantam cha, Pragyanasyanti mehata. It's chapter 4, it's slok 52. What it says? Surya, Chandra, अग्नि, जलाशय, वायु इत्यादि के सामने, if you are urinating, so your intellect is being polluted. You are losing your intellect. And I'm not sure that it really happens or not. But see the kind of regulatory mechanism which our ancestors have designed. So under chapter 4, slok 52, this is the mandate of Manusmriti. Again, नापसमुत्रम पुरोषम वा स्थिवान वासु मुत्सृजेत अमेध्य लिप्तम मन्य द्वा लोहितम वा विषाणि वा. In the same chapter, slok 56, it talks about you don't urinate in the water, don't spit in the water, don't pour anything in the water which cause obnoxious or which cause damage to the water, so that the water may not be polluted. So look here, this was the philosophy which has already been written over there, and we are not recapitulating, we are not following these philosophies, these mandates, or these writings, and we are talking about environmental pollution, environmental degradation, environmental damage, environmental loss, and all that. Everything is there. We don't need laws. Laws can never be a militia for all the evils. Laws can be one. You make on so many laws. The story of laws are well known to each and everybody. You enact a law, find out a problem, enact a law, and you feel that it's the solution of the problem. No, not at all, not at all. Unless you imbibe these values, inculcate these values in relation to the environment, nothing is going to happen. And such kind of pandemics will go on, come into life, even if this COVID is not there. Even then, we are facing some kind of different COVID. You don't have fresh air, you don't have water to drink, you don't have so many things. So my submission in the last stage, this is in brief a narration of the legal mandates, legislative drafting. But what I emphasize here, that unless we, I mean, I'm not talking about we, I'm talking about myself. Unless I am honest, unless I am caring for this water, this standing plants, trees, and all that species, I'm going to lose myself. What to talk about future generations? Obviously, we're not going to get, we are not going to do anything for the coming generation. We are creating problem for the coming generation. So if the same man, which was designed in the year 1972 by the world community, the man, we have to find out that man, where that man is. Man has gone mad. Man is economic man. Man is irrational man. Man is dishonest man. Man is unreasonable man. So on and so forth. So you can never see a better future in relation to environment, though my words are very harsh and very rude. But believe in me, brother, unless you are bothering the rights of water, the moving rivers, unless you're bothering about the other species, birds and other species and all that, unless you're bothering about the plants, trees and all that, nobody else is going to bother. And if you're not bothering about their rights, your rights are succumbed to. You can never have your rights unless you try to ensure the rights of these objects. And here lies the test and the challenge which we have to face in relation to the environment. I'm bothering about my own rights. I need good building. I need good roads, better projects, everything better, and all that. But I don't need environment. And again, I'm the same person who is talking at a platform like this, that I need environment, pollution-free environment. From here, this will come. And who will give me? Because I'm trying to pollute it. And I'm not bothering about its safety. It's healthy scenario. So in brief, and the last, what I am leaving with me as such, that I have to take every care, and for that we have to go for making sacrifices. So unless you are ready to make sacrifices, environment can never be protected. So are you ready for making sacrifice? Well, good. No law is needed. No law is needed. Law is helpless because I enact law, and I'm the person who has to enforce these words. You have seen the theory of mask. The government has to fix penalty for not wearing the mask. I don't wear a mask. What hell I'm going to make? So if for your security government is bothering and government is going to fix penalty if you are not wearing mask, so damn cares about this plant and all that. So law will have no role as such. It's my perception. If I can prove myself an honest man, which was designed in the year 1972 by the world community, things won't improve, and deterioration is the resultant consequence of our conduct. So thank you so much, and for the patient listening and the opportunity which you have given to me to join you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your very informative session, informative talk on environment law and its importance to the citizens. Because it's not responsibility of the government, it's not responsibility of others. It's our responsibility. You rightly said, as we are the responsible citizen, we have to take this type of steps, go ahead with this technology, and we have to protect our environment for our future generation. So now session is open for discussion. Any participant, a panelist want to discuss or add to anything related to this environment protection, so you are most welcome. Mr. Dr. Patta Joshi, if you want to add something in the session of environment law. then you can, you are welcome.
Yes, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Actually, this is a very vast subject and
Yes.
its coverage is so wide, it is difficult to present in one session.
Right.
So I hope the organizers will take more initiative to have detailed deliberation in future sessions.
Sure, sure.
However,
Yeah.
Professor Tiwari has made a nice attempt to compile all the legislation and concisely tried to present the entire legislation aspects. And I am thankful that Professor Tiwari has also touched spiritual aspects of environmental legislations or law or environmental awareness. It needs to be addressed to create awareness or to sensitize all of us. But my point is, I would like to highlight, I would like to add better for the knowledge of the participants here, this environmental acts or laws or environmental governance is not confined within the acts and laws only. In addition to this, there are certain notifications, there are certain guidelines under the purview of the law, which is being released by statutory bodies or the regulatory bodies or statutory authorities from time to time, which also comes under the environmental legislative aspects. Let me cite one example, the idle immersion guideline, the plantation guideline, green development of green belt guideline. These are guidelines released by the statutory authority like Central Pollution Control Board. Acts like notifications like fly ash notification, notifications released by MOEF, notifications like central released by Central Groundwater Authority notifications. So there are some other notifications or guidelines which can be added further, and this also comes under the coverage of environmental legislation. And it gets all the acts, rules, legislation gets dynamic momentum from time to time, gets amended from time to time also. As Professor Tiwari is in presentation, there is a list of the acts and rules. Let me take example of the hazardous waste rule as highlighted that was enacted in 1989. After that also, the same hazardous rule has taken 2 times amendments, not amendment. It has already been substituted. Hazardous waste management rule replaced by hazardous waste management and transport movement rule, and again it has been replaced by in 2016 hazardous and other waste management and transport movement rule. So it is an ongoing updated subject for which I would like advice to the participants to get it updated from different networks, because environmental law and legislation or the act and rule needs to be updated from time to time. That's all. I would like the participants to interact, because every Sunday we are organizing this webinar. So by learning is a process of participation only. So I would like request the participant to interact and intervene so that we can learn from them also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for adding in this environment law. And also, this is a good that a participant intervening with the session, or they will ask, or they will add something. Then every because this is learning from everyone, not from the one only. Yeah, it's learning from two-way system. So, any other participant, panelist, want to add something, want to discuss, or want to ask any question? Any participants from the list? Okay, I think there is no question, right? No problem. So any other participant, means panelist, want to say something, want to share their expertise or their experience? Mr. Purnendu Kumarji, sir, can you share your experience in this field of environment law or something? Okay. Any other participant? Okay, I think now we have to add. And yeah, someone is adding something. Chandra ji,
नमस्कार सर।
namaskar.
एक्चुअली सर यहाँ पे मैं जस्ट 2 ही सेशन ज्वाइन किया हूँ। मेरे को तो बहुत इसमें अच्छा लग रहा है सर। और
Okay.
उसमें सर मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट था मेरा तरफ से।
जी।
यहाँ पे आज जो जो सर प्रोग्राम में यहाँ पे फेस किया हूँ, उसमें कुछ तो डाटा वहाँ पे दिया है, कुछ कुछ रूल दिया है। साथ में सर जैसा अभी नया जो सर भी बोल रहे थे थोड़ा टाइम पहले, जो अमेंडमेंट हो रहा है, या
राइट।
साथ जो ईआई का नोटिफिकेशन का, क्या ईआई का जो नया करके जो फिर ऐड होने जा रहा है, ये सब भी सर थोड़ा सा एक एक चैप्टर वाइज, क्या एक एक रूल वाइज होगा तो सर हम लोग के लिए अच्छा है, जो लोग हम लोग पार्टिसिपेंट हूँ, जिस हम लोग का जैसा नॉलेज और भी थोड़ा सा इंक्रीज होगा सर।
बिल्कुल,
ये
we
सर
have already,
रिक्वेस्ट है सर
yes,
हम लोगों का तरफ से, मेरा तरफ से।
consider that, yeah, because this is not for one day, not for one week. This we have started with the motto that for public awareness. So we'll consider your request. Already, technical advisor has advised that we have to add some more session on this because this is vast. Because we cannot complete in one day or one week even on this environment law, and many
यस सर,
amendments.
यस सर।
Even you can see nowadays within month 3-4 amendments are there under EPA Act, and many law, as Tiwari sir has said, that this Environment Protection Act is umbrella act, because after this act there is no such act related to environment. Either even in 2002 biodiversity act was there. Biodiversity act is only conservative act. This is not directly related. Of course it is related too, but it is not having all those area which is covered under Environment Protection Act. So now we have some rules and regulation modification under the EP Act only, and many things are there under this EP Act. And EP Act has one section that has a power to formulate new rules under the same Act. So as per this, we'll add, as per your request, we'll add some more sessions in coming days. Next day, next Sunday on 13th of June, we have one session on entomotoxic bioinsecticide and its impact on the environment and how the formulation should be done. The guest speaker will be Dr. Vinay Atari from Maharashtra. She will be delivering the lecture on impact of these bioinsecticide, entomotoxic bioinsecticides on the environment and how the formulation can be done. So this is the same platform on every Sunday at 5 to 6. The next meeting number is fixed, password is fixed, and link is fixed. Even you can join this PDF. If you get this PDF, you can just click here for joining the session, and for feedback you can click the second link. All the links are available. YouTube channel is also there, Facebook link is also there, Telegram link is also there, and our website link is also there. You can directly contact us via WhatsApp, email address, or via call. I am available 24 hours on any for any type of query. So you can reach us via all those modes. And every Sunday we have planned that we can organize from the public to the public. This is for, because learning is two-way system, so we have taken this opportunity only, that we from the audience, we are the speakers also, we are the audience also. So thank you very much, Diwari sir, for your very vast deliberation on environmental law, international and Indian perspective, having some case studies. You have already presented with the case studies like MC Mehta case 1982 and 1988, because these are the landmark judgment from the courts. Now we have NGT. NGT is also working an environmental code and looking after only the issues which is happening in the environment, related to environment. So before that, even we have another act which was not established, National Green Environment Act, but it was not happened any time. But in 2010, National Green Tribunal Act was enacted, and now it is in full functioning with the principal and zoning benches. So everything, like whatever happened, are the violation detected by the someone from the PCB, from any citizen of country, so they can go to the NGT, they can approach, and they can also file a petition. So everything will cover in coming days, because of course we need to have some time we need to spare, because every time for every person time is very important. So next Sunday we have session on entomotoxic bioinsecticide. And for this thank you audience also. because you have spared your time to listen patiently. And if you have any feedback, positive, negative, then we have already shared the link. You can just fill your feedback so that we can change, or we can modify, or we can add something in coming days. Thank you very much.
Okay, Shogri,
Yes, please.
thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to join you. One thing I would like to add.
Yes, sir.
See, for each and every aspect of environment, we are having so many policies and regulations coming out daily.
Right.
You may take any example, but Joshi ji is right in making his own assertion that apart from these laws, we are having so many regulations day to day.
Right.
No doubt, no doubt. Uh, if you take coastal zones,
Yes, sir.
so you can find so many notifications, regulations, government policies, and all that.
Yes, sir.
So if I'm supposed to discuss any particular issue, then I will go in depth longitudinally on that particular aspect.
Okay.
But in general,
Yeah.
Environmental Protection Act is the umbrella I told in the beginning, and the power to central government has given under that act.
Right.
So obviously, government is coming out with so many regulations day to day,
Yes.
and good number of regulations, good number of ordinances, good number of rules and regulations are being framed daily basis. So this I want to put before you, just in agreement with the Joshi ji, and thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much
Okay,
for
okay,
being here
okay. See you.
and
See
for
you in the
sharing
next
your
meeting.
valuable inputs.
Okay,
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much,
okay.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Patajoshi
much.
sir. Thank you, Agrawal sir. And thank you all the participants. We'll meet on the next Sunday with the same platform, same time, 5 o'clock. Thanks a lot.